Hello there, this is Bibi Cameron. I hope you are doing well. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to put together this cantilever box using the new Designer Choice Die of the Month by Tonic Studios. This is a 19 pieces die set designed to create cantilever boxes. In the package, you will find these three main dies here. So these three are all the dies you might need to create a box. You have a solid frame and these dies here that will create the bars or the arms for the mechanism. All these dies here are decorative dies. So you will have 16 extra dies to decorate this box or to create alternative projects. Some of these dies will also emboss stitching lines or a dotted border around the die cut. Some of these are also solid. You will also get intricate dies to die cut two different sets of decorative panels for your box. So right there you also have two different ways to customize your box. Every single die in this set has a coordinating decorative die. Okay, to start creating this box, the first thing we need to do is to die cut the units or these boxes here. Once we have that done, we need to identify these 4 flaps here. I'm adding double-sided tape, but I would recommend to use glue to do this. At this stage, you can adhere the decorative panels to each box or unit, just because it's a lot easier. Then all you have to do is to fold the scoring lines that the die have created. So that's it. There is some scoring lines at the top of the box that you might need to fold as well. And once you have this done, all you have to do is to adhere the box together. So this is like assembling any other box. It's very easy and quick, but as I'm using Pearlescent cardstock, it's a little bit more tricky to adhere the box. And there is the box. It has these 3 holes on each side. And here at the top, the flaps need to be adhered with something that provides a strong bond. So I'm using liquid glue to do that. And I'm holding that in place with some clips. To create the lid of the box, we are going to need exactly the same box that we just made, but we are going to trim this part here. You can trim the whole top of the box if you want, and you can decorate this at any stage. I'm doing it here just because I found it easier. And I'm also going to adhere the top flaps of this box using liquid adhesive. So you have here one of the units that has those flaps at the top, and you will have also the lid for that box. And this is going to look like that. You need 3 of these units, I'm going to call them units, and you will also need brads and some of these bars. The next you need to do is to find the front panel of your box, just this one here, and then find the first little hole in the side of the box. So it's this one here, and using a brad I'm going to attach this larger bar on there, just like that. Then I'm going to grab one of the shorter bars and I'm going to attach it just next to that one. And I'm going to repeat the process in the other side of the box. It's very important to add all the struts, bars or arms as we go and as we work from the bottom of the box to the top, because this makes our life easier. It's a lot easier. So we have to do exactly the same on both sides. Next, we can add the next stackable box, and we have to move with our fingers this in diagonal, and you will notice straight away that the little holes in each bar align perfectly with the holes in the side panel of the next unit. So all you have to do is to add brads to secure the things in place, and you have to do the same on the other side of the box. I have to say that I don't have the nicer brads in the universe. They are quite ugly, but they did the work. And another thing is You have to pay attention to always fix these arms in a diagonal, and it's going to be exactly the same in both sides of the box. So the next thing I'm going to do is to attach this shorter bar here to be able to affix a third unit over this one here. So I'm going to do exactly the same on both sides of this box, as you see there. And this is the first little hole next to the front of the second stackable box in this project. But to be honest, after attaching the two first parts, you might not need to think too much what is what. So you can stop right there and you can create just a two-story box, and you can add a lid if you want, but I want to do something more substantial. So I'm going to add this third box over, and as you see there, here is very easy to identify where I have to attach the next brads. And I'm going to do exactly the same on both sides of the box. You will see me moving the box a lot from here to there. And you have to find a way to do the things easier, because I was making a video. I found extremely difficult to keep the box in just one single position. You know that you need to manipulate the box to set the brads. But anyways, we are doing great and we got the box done. All we have to do here is to add the lid. And remember, we just cut part of this. We just need to place it over, and it doesn't matter in which direction. All we have to make sure is that we have the 3 holes to the sides, okay? And then, because we don't have any bar to attach that lid, we need to add an extra one. And we need to add a small one or a short one, because if we add a larger one, it will be too large. So we are going to add these short bars to each side of the box, as I'm showing there. And then you have something to attach the lid on. And then we are going to do that. And again, doesn't really matter where you place this or how do you place it. All you have to do is to make sure that the bar is in a diagonal, and then you attach the brads. This is a little bit tricky here. I have to move the box here and there, be able to attach these final brads here. And of course, this part here is the most tricky one. And I'm slowing the camera here because I want to show you why you need to cut that part of the top flaps in the box. Can you see that this box kind of latch on the third unit we have there? If we don't cut the flaps in the top of the box, then the box is going to stay kind of over that and it's not going to move towards a side. You can see here how the lid of the box folds. And then I made 2 exact boxes, and I'm going to glue them together just to make a more substantial project and to share an extra idea with you. So I'm using Nuvo Deluxe adhesive, and I'm going to hold these together. And I'm going to hold this until this dry. When I was holding this, I decided to use one of these bars at the bottom here just to hold those boxes together, and this worked has a charm. So from here, all you have to do is to embellish your box. I'm going to add legs to this box, but I didn't want to add them directly to the main box. So I'm going to create a base box, and for that, I'm going to need a piece of cardstock that measures 7 inches and a half by 7 inches and a half, and I'm going to score this paper at 2 inches 3/4, 3 inches and a half, 6 inches and a quarter, and 7 inches. Then I'm going to rotate the paper, and I'm going to score at 1 inch each side. I'm going to do some scoring after. I'm going to show you that later. And then I'm going to trim the flaps of the box. This little flap here is going to be The flap I'm going to use to adhere the box together. So I'm going to add double-sided adhesive there. And I'm going to trim the flaps of this box as I'm showing there. And once I have this done, I'm going to score at 1/4 of an inch from both ends. That's because I want to create a little flap that is going to go completely folded inside the box. And you will see that better just in a minute. To avoid bulkiness, I'm going to trim this flap here and this one here. And there is the final piece to make this box. So I'm going to adhere the box together, just as I'm showing here. And I'm also going to add double-sided tape before finishing assembling this box, just because it's a lot easier to do it in this way than when it has dimension. I'm going to fold this flap here. I'm going to add adhesive in that area there, and to be able to adhere it properly, I'm also going to trim these flaps a little bit here, and then I'm going to glue this or adhere this in place. I think in this way I get a nicer finish. So all I want to do here is a box, just to be able to add a base to this cantilever box and to be able to attach the legs to that base box instead to attach them directly on the main box. And I'm just going to hold this piece in place until the glue dries. Okay, so now I can adhere the legs, and I'm going to use hot glue to do that. So there you go. I'm also using silver fashion embellishments to decorate these stackable boxes here. And I'm also going to use this Susan Garden die set to create some flowers and embellish this box. I'm also going to adhere these die cuts here at the top of the box, as I was looking for an option to keep the box closed. And that seems to be working for me. So to finish this box, all I did was creating some of these flowers, and I adhered them to the box using liquid adhesive. So this is the final box. Here you have a close-up of the flowers I just used to embellish this. And I also want to show you once more how this unfolds. And one of the things is that you can also add lining inside the boxes or each unit. I didn't do it for this box. I just thought that if I leave it like that, you will be able to see exactly what I did. But you can add lining to this box at any time. So be aware that this box is a kind of prototype. It was the first box I made. I noticed that by adding two boxes together, you will get also a little gap between the boxes, just because the box design, and that's perfectly normal. So please don't think that you are doing anything wrong because the box is just like that. I'm adding a link in the video description where you can see samples, and you can have a better idea how this box looks in different papers and different colors. And that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel or visit my blog for more ideas and inspiration. Thank you very much for watching, and happy crafting. Bye! Oh my goodness, I forgot to tell you that I have a step-by-step with pictures on my blog for you. It's easy to follow, so if you want to have a look, the links are also in the video description. Bye!